All right, good morning, guys. It's Tuesday. I had a real good hunt yesterday, and as I was processing the video for the hunt, I thought I'd make a little video on the metal detectors that I use now, and some of them I've used in the past. I thought you might have a little fun looking at some of the history. I've hung on to a lot of the detectors. I'm not sure why. Probably because used metal detectors aren't that easy to sell, or you're not going to get a lot for them, so I just tend to hang them up, and every once in a while I get them, play at them, but with them. But anyhow, I'm going to spend most of the time going over the detectors I used today, but we'll take a quick look at some of the others, and then after this video you'll see another video I'll be posting shortly. That's my hunt from yesterday. I had a real good hunt. I've actually had some real good hunts lately, but I either forget to take the camera with, or I just don't want to take it with. These videos, you got to give it to the YouTubers. These videos look real easy to make, but there's some work to doing this, and I'm doing it just for fun, my own documentation. I'm not trying to win any prizes, or really don't have any goal other than just document what I'm doing, so I can look back on it every once in a while. But anyhow, I'll make videos from time to time, so keep an eye out. But without further ado, let me get some of these detectors together, and I'll be right back with you, and hope you enjoy a little history of some of the metal detectors I use. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice, I got metal detectors everywhere. This is our stairs going upstairs. We don't ever go up there hardly. It's just a room over the garage where the kids used to be, so I put some hangers up here. If you ever want something to hang your metal detectors on, these, I don't really know what they're for, but anyhow, got them at Harbor Freight, and I bent them together a little bit, and that's how I hang some detectors. Just to give you an idea of a few of them. This is my wife's detector. She's got a Deus. Then I got we'll get them out here and look at them individually. Got a Vanquish 540. I got a Classic ID, Troy Shadow X2, and another Classic ID. Got two of those. Now that's just some of the detectors. Let me get to where the rest of where some more are. Okay, I hate kind of getting here because this is my mess room. This is some ham radio stuff and just all sorts of stuff. But anyhow, you can see I got a corner slot here where I got more detectors. I got another Shadow X2. I got a Mind Lab that you probably may have not seen in a while, and a few more coils, and one more place. And finally, out here in the garage, I got two more detectors. My main two detectors. I got my Manicore, and then my Deus. But anyhow, I'm going to get them laid out here, and I'll show you what's what. All right, so here we are outside by my truck, and we'll see if I can show you the different detectors. I think you can see them all. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rods there. Some of them are duplicate detectors, and we'll go over that. But anyhow, this is what I currently have. I wish I didn't have so many. I'd love to help somebody get some of these if you want some. But anyhow, over the years, I've collected these. I've had probably twice this many detectors, but these are ones that I've kept for various reasons. I'm always offering to take people with the hunt, tell them I got extra detectors. So anyhow, it's kind of how it is. But let's go over the herd. I started detecting back in around 1999, and I joined the Lone Star Metal Detecting Club, and back about that time was a guy in the club named Troy Galloway. And Troy's an interesting fella. He's still around. He doesn't metal detect anymore. He's gotten up in years. He's lost his wife, but anyhow, he lives over here just a couple miles from me. And interesting thing about Troy, and I think it's still true today, is on his front porch. I don't know if it's still there or not. He kept dirt from different places in the country, so you could see, mineralized soil versus other if you want to go over to his house and swing. But anyhow, he along with Tesoro invented the Shadow 2. So I'm gonna try to get out here in the light a little bit better. The Shadow 2 was one of the first detectors I had, And if it looks familiar, it's because it was made by Tesoro. So this is what most of the Tesoro detectors look like. What made this detector unique is its coil. He, with this 7-inch coil, did something with the winding. Somebody said they reversed the transmit and the receive, but anyhow, it's just, in its time, it's just a hell of a machine. Now, all that said, a lot of people still use these. One of the guys that I hunt with uses this and one of the newer models. So anyhow, this is the X2. Later on, Troy went on to make a X3 and an X5, and those were made by Fisher. So anyhow, you can see this just got discrimination, sensitivity. It had a battery check. Listen to this: when you turn it on, the longer the buzz went, the better the battery was. So let's the louder the tone. Oh, yep, that thing got a battery in it. Let's see. I may not have batteries in either one of them. Okay, there you go. So that's the battery check. So we'll mess with this one since it's got a battery in it. Now you'll notice this one's got a little 5-inch puck on it, or maybe 4-inch, pretty small. But in any event, I got a few coins set out here. You can hear it's strictly just a beeper. Now it does have a pinpoint button on over here where you can find your target. I don't ever use pinpoint, I just kind of get on it. But then it has a coin check button, which basically is anything penny above. So you can hear whatever that is there. I got no idea what it is. But when I punch this button, it takes the discrimination all the way up to penny. So it's something below a penny. Of course, I could thumb it here with the discrimination, and see, I'm all the way down to 2.5, so it's probably a piece of junk. But anyhow, that's the Shadow X2. Very successful detector. People still use them today. Great detector. I used to find tons of stuff with mine, no ID on them, so you know, you tend to dig more with no ID and find quite a bit. These are great competition detectors, and they're still in use today. There's no way I'd get rid of those two. One is mine and one is my wife's. Now, something different on them, if you notice the serial number in this one, if you can see, it ends in a B as in boy. That was the Lady Shadow, okay? So, and it had a sticker that came with it. And there were very few of these made, and I'm lucky enough to have one. You see it says Lady Shadow. The other one was on A frequency, so on just enough different frequencies where you could hunt. So this one is my wife's and that one's mine. I am fortunate enough that my wife hunts too, and she enjoys the hobby. Next detector I'm going to show you is something probably too many of you hadn't played with. You may not even seen one. This is a Minelab Xterra. This Xterra, it's Xterra 705. This was the top of the line one that they made. Yeah, it doesn't have any batteries in it either. I don't keep batteries in these because they're going to go bad. But this detector is kind of a interesting detector in the sense that it's multi-frequency, but to change frequency, you actually change the coil. So if you'll look here, let's see if I can get it in. This coil here is an elliptical coil. It's 18.75 kilohertz, so it's good for gold and stuff like that. This coil actually came with the gold version of this detector. Then I think I got this coil next. This one is also an 1875, but it's a small 5-inch coil. Then for just normal or everyday detecting, I got this one, and I believe it's 7 kilohertz. And then I also have this one here that came with it, which is, I don't know that I've ever used it. Yeah, you can see the bottom is clean. I'm not into these big coils because most of the time I'm hunting the lots that are real trashy. So anyhow, that's that detector. Then came along something I needed for my wife that was easy, turn on and go. So entered the scene of the Classic ID. The Classic ID is just it's the next step up from that Shadow just beeping. If you notice, It's just got a little square that comes up. It does have a pinpointing button down here. So anyhow, classic ID, typical whites detector. Of course, you can't get them anymore. And this was all she was using, and that was it. So I was always worried it's going to die on it, so I bought a second one. And we have had to use the second one. You can see there's a little tape down here. I've had to repair these things and keep them going. This one here also has the Garrett wireless headphones on it. So anyhow, classic shadow ID, great little detector. It's not real deep. This would probably be equivalent to one of the Garrett Ace machines, but real easy to use, and my wife loves it. Perfect size coil, 8-inch coil. Okay, then I wanted to start getting in a little bit better detectors, and this actually wasn't the first. I think I got my Deus ahead of this, but I was looking for a backup, and this one here is the Mindlab Vanquish 540. This is kind of the little brother to the Mindlab Equinox 800. It's kind of a scaled down version of it. This particular one, I got a rechargeable battery on top of it that's dead, but this is a great machine. And this one here, I got the small 5x7 coil for it. And I really can't remember if this coil came with it, if there's another coil. I got so much of this stuff, it's hard to tell what goes with what. But anyhow, this is a great little machine. It's a machine I'll probably hold on to. But then came the Deus, and after a couple of back surgeries, this one here is actually my wife's. Get over here to mine. If you notice on the Deus, the main reason I bought the Deus was because of the weight. It's just, it doesn't weigh anything. It's just a little over a pound. It's totally wireless. This one's got the 9-inch coil on it. Also got an 11-inch coil on a separate rod, but I normally just switch the whole rod over to this other detector. You can get this in several different configurations. I'm not going to go over it because it'd take too long, but at some point I'm going to do a review just on the Deus and the man, of course, my two machines. So here, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, maybe a little longer than that, I saw the Manicore and I decided I wanted to try a Manicore. So they had a deal come out where they had a 3-coil package, and I was real lucky. I had a dealer that traded me the coils, the freebie coils. I didn't want them. I wanted the M9, the 9-inch coil. So I was lucky enough to have a dealer, Backwoods Metal Detector, which is Richard out in Tennessee. Great guy, Backwoods. If you had never talked to him, he's actually a ham radio operator, is where I know him from, and sells metal detectors. Anyhow, this thing comes with a little wireless puck that I use it with. I'll show you that later, but it's a great detector. So that's the main two detectors I use today, and like I say, I'll do a separate review on them. I know Joe Cannon, if you watch his channel, Get That Treasure, he just got a Manicore and he's playing with it and keeping track of a great machine. The way I use the two, just briefly, is I tend to go over a yard with the Deus first. In my opinion, it's quicker and it separates trash better than this, or at least better than I know how to do with it. Like I say, I'm fairly new to it, but I'll go over the yard with that first, and then I'll come back and go over it with this, with the Manicore. Now, if I get to a yard and there's a lot of interference, which is another thing we're going to talk about, the Deus can get eaten up so bad you can't hardly use it. The noise cancel on this thing is not that good. It just changes the noise up. I've never had it where it gets rid of it. This guy, on the other hand, this Manicore, is quiet. It's about as close as you'll get to a high-end turn on and go and move a little bit because my neighbors are opening up their fence. But this is about as close as you'll get to a turn on and go detector. Anyhow, the noise cancel on it is just fantastic. When you punch it, it gets rid of all the noise. So on a site where you can't hunt with anything else, you can always hunt with the Manticore. All right, well, that's the video of my detectors. I'm sure I forgot a lot, but main thing is you can't have too many detectors, but I obviously do. So if you want to go hunt sometime, you need a detector and you don't have one, I got plenty. You're welcome to use one. All right, well, I'm gonna go in here and work on the video of the hunt yesterday. Like I say, it was a real good one. Roy and I went out, found quite a bit. It's always fun to go out and hunt places that you can see other people have been hunted and dig up treasure, and that's what we did yesterday. Had a great time. So see y'all in a bit with that video. If you have any questions about these detectors or detectors in general, I'm not, you know, an expert, but been through enough in the last 25 years where I can maybe help you out. So feel free to leave a question or a comment. Till next time.